Mexico and the United States will clash for the second edition of the CONCACAF Nations League, this time on the semifinals. The two same nations that were the finalists in the last edition. So today, we're going to be doing a full preview. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Filippo, and welcome to Tactical Manager TV, and welcome to the US Men's National Team versus L3 match preview. Before we start, smash the like button if you're a US Men's National Team fan, and comment down below if you're an L3 fan. You can also do both and tell me your score prediction for this match and why you think the United States will win. And you see, usually only 20% of the viewers hit the like button, and I kind of wanted to hit 69%, for personal reasons. So thank you for your cooperation. Let's play the intro and let's start the episode. The US Men's National Team is set to face Mexico this Thursday on June 15th for the CONCACAF Nations League semifinals in the Allegiant Stadium located in Las Vegas. The winner of this match will face Canada or Panama. This match is set to start at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, which if you live in the East Coast, like myself, it kind of sucks, right? 10 p.m., midnight, the game should be over. If there's no extra time or penalty shootouts, it's rough in a workday. So if you need help staying awake, we will be doing a live watch along here at the channel, but come on, it's the United States versus Mexico. You should have no trouble staying awake. You may watch this match at Paramount Plus or Univision. And it's been a while since Mexico has defeated the United States. The last time that happened was all the way back in September of 2019 for an international friendly, the Miazga Lines game. You probably remember that one. In that same year, Mexico also defeated the United States in the Gold Cup final during that summer. But forget 2019. After that, Mexico has been struggling quite a bit with the US Men's National Team. From 2021 till this date, the United States and Mexico have played a total of 5 matches with 3 American wins and 2 draws. Among those wins, one of them was the 3-2 win in the Nations League final back in 2021 for the first edition of the Nations League, where the United States defeated Mexico in extra time and lifted the trophy. But you see, this time it'll be different, mainly because they're playing each other in the semifinals. But maybe not in favor of Mexico. You see, it's tricky. Let's break down Mexico's current situation and the US Men's National Team's current situation and try to predict the outcome of this game. Even though I'll tell you one thing, this is a derby. Never try to predict a derby because anything can happen. So let's start with L3. Mexico arrives for this match needing to regain their crown in CONCACAF. The nation that was once the dominant one in this specific region, no questions asked, is now likely number 2 or number 3. The thing is, the past 20 years, the United States has always challenged Mexico fairly well, but there was never any doubt in anyone's mind that Mexico was the most talented side, and the US Men's National Team always had to find a way to grind out a result. It's not the case anymore. I would argue that right now, the US Men's National Team has more talent than Mexico. On paper, we are a better team, and it's sort of been like that from 2021 till now. But again, the US Men's National Team also has plenty of issues coming into this match, which we're going to address very soon. So what I'm trying to tell you is hold your horses in regards to the United States being the clear favorites. Spoiler alert, they are not. I would actually say this game is more or less 50-50. It can go either way. Let me start with some of the negatives from Mexico before we dive into what they have going for them. So what are the issues that Mexico has at the moment? Right away, they are missing a few key players like Eric Gutierrez that plays for PSV, Tecatito that plays for Sevilla, and Chucky Lozano that plays for Napoli. Lozano, in my personal opinion, is their best player, or to a bare minimum, he's their best forward. Also, we can add the fact that Guardado has officially retired from the national team, and Hector Herrera went to MLS and he sorta retired from the national team as well, not officially, but you know what I mean, since his services might no longer be needed. Think about it. Hector Herrera and Guardado have been carrying that midfield for a while, for maybe a decade or more, and now they're gone. I also feel like this Mexican generation simply isn't as good as the past ones we've seen, and this US Men's National Team generation is far more talented than ones that we used to have. I just want to make that clear. Again, this is still a derby, it can go either way, it's 50-50, but on paper, it does feel like the United States has an advantage. We also did do a video, or we made a video about all the corruption in Mexican soccer, Mexican football that has been affecting the national team in one way, shape, or form in Liga MX. So if you want to check out that video, I put it on the description of this video so you can check it out, about why Mexican soccer is broken and why Mexico has never really reached their potential. But it's not all doom and gloom. So what are the positives? What does Mexico have going for them? The first positive I want to point out is Diego Coca. Yes, I think the current coach, or the new coach, is a positive. I know some might disagree with me, but I think it is. El Tri was simply not working under Tata Martino. They needed a new coach with new ideas and a different vision. Diego Coca brings that. Sure, it will likely be very pragmatic and much more defensive than previous Mexican sides that we have seen from the past, but maybe, just maybe, that's what Mexico needs right now. It might just work. Sure, you as a Mexican fan, you might not have liked the fact that Diego Coca was the coach, but look at the situation with the U.S. men's national team. We have the backup of the interim head coach. We essentially have an interim head coach to the interim head coach in charge of the team. And the dude is called BJ. So don't complain about Diego Coca. You are in a better situation than us. Another advantage for Mexico is, despite this match being played in the United States, we know the crowd is going to be mostly composed of El Tri fans. So in that sense, it's more like they're playing at home, even though the United States is sort of used to that by now. I must also say, Mexico will have 2 friendlies prior to facing the United States, which will help this team with the preparation. But now, let's talk about the possible starting 11 that Diego Coca might put out to face the United States and his playing style. Look, I'm going to be straightforward with you. I do not know how Diego Coca will set up this team. He's known for loving a back 3 in a 3-5-2 formation with a big forward alongside a speedy forward. At least during his Atlas days, which is where he had probably most of his success winning Liga MX, that's what he did. But we have also seen him use a 4-3-3. So who knows? Whatever I say is a wild guess. But if you're an El Tri fan, let me know in the comment section down below what would be your starting 11 for Mexico to face the United States. So there are a few questions here. Does he start Henry Martin and Santi Jimenez up top together? Does he start one and bench the other? If not, who should be benched? Santi is in great form in the Eredivisie, even winning the league, while Henry Martin was in amazing form in Liga MX until the playoffs. Then he wasn't in such great form. We also do know that Gallardo and Jorge Sanchez will likely be the wingbacks that he will choose. Ochoa will be on goal. Luis Chavez and Edson Alvarez will likely be starters as well, but I don't know. You tell me. If you're an El Tri fan, you probably know better than me. Is he going to go on a 3-5-2, a 4-3-3? And if he does so, what will be his starting 11? Let me know in the comment section down below, along with your score prediction. Keep in mind that we're also recording this on Friday, June 9th. So if there's any injuries from Mexican players or American players, I wouldn't know if it happened after June 9th. But with that said, why don't we talk about the United States of America? The U.S. men's national team makes it here as the current champions of the CONCACAF Nations League and the Gold Cup. Also with a roster that I would likely say it's even stronger than the one we had during the World Cup. The only reason I have a hard time affirming that is because we're missing Tyler Adams and Tim Ream, which were a pretty big deal in the World Cup and would be a big deal right now with this roster, as well as Tim Ream would be our best center back and Tyler Adams is our best central defensive midfielder. Regardless, this roster has far more depth, as we have gotten rid of players like Aaron Long, Roldan, Shaq Moore, Jordan Morris, Acosta, Jesus, and replaced them with better players. Along with the fact that we have added a guy that scored 21 goals in the French league this season. And you know, it's too early to say it, but Balogun might even be the best center forward the US men's national team has ever had. Of course, he still has to prove that, but it's really not that crazy of a take to claim that. Along with Balogun, the United States will also have Gio Reyna, Christian Pulisic, Tim Weah, Weston McKennie, Yunus Musa, and many others that are available as well. This roster is extremely strong on paper, but that does not mean there are no reasons for US men's national team fans to be concerned. What I'm trying to say is, you should be optimistic. The talent is there. It's actually a very exciting roster. I'm looking forward to seeing all these players play together. But we do have some concerns. I mean, I kind of mentioned 2 already, Tim Ream and Tyler Adams. Those 2 missing are a major problem. But let's talk about what else we should be worried about. The biggest concern for the US men's national team is the coaching situation. After Berhalter's contract expired after the World Cup and was not renewed, we had Anthony Hudson take over as the interim head coach. During the 6 months that Hudson was in charge, he slowly started to win over a part of the fan base, but he left a day or two prior to the roster release of the Nations League, and then the team was taken over by BJ Callahan, which I literally do not know what to expect. It literally looked like we just hired a random soccer dad from New Jersey. We honestly just gotta hope he picks the best lineup and lets our players play. We have the talent, so if he does that, I like our odds. Another concern is that a lot of our important players arrive in poor club form or simply not playing for their teams at all. Here's a few names just so you can get an idea. Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Brendan Aronson, Chris Richards, Serginho Dest, Yunus Musa. Those are all key players, but most of them are either not playing well for their clubs or not playing much at all, barely getting minutes, and that is a reason to be concerned. Lastly, another thing that I have already mentioned, the absence of Tyler Adams and Tim Ream is a big reason to be worried as well. Right there, you lose our best center back, also experienced center back Tim Ream, and our best central defensive midfielder Tyler Adams. But not just that, both of these players are very influential leaders on and off the pitch for the US men's national team. So we don't only take a big hit in terms of our ability of players available, but also we lose a lot in terms of leadership because Tyler and Tim Ream are leaders in this group. I do also want to say that we don't really have a true backup to Tyler Adams at the 6th position, the central defensive midfielder, which means at this moment, the backup for Tyler Adams is simply to play a double pivot. If we don't have Tyler Adams available, I fully expect us to go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. So I went through the negatives, but there's plenty of reasons to stay optimistic. Now, before I get to the optimistic side, let me just say one thing. At the time of this recording, it was reported that Christian Pulisic picked up a knock. It seems like it's nothing serious. I just want to mention this in the video. This is also being recorded on Friday, June 9th. It seems like he's fine, but I just want to report on it. But now let's go through the positives. You see, it's pretty straightforward, the reason you should be optimistic. On paper, even though L3 fans are very much in denial at the moment about this, on paper, the US men's national team has more talent than Mexico. We have the better team. And if our players bring in their A game, they're at their best, I very much like our odds. We are the favorites if they're at a good day. And you also add the fact that now we have Balogun up top. One of the biggest issues we had under the Berhalter era was the center forward position. Now, sure, you might say maybe it's Berhalter's system that's the issue, or maybe Pepe wasn't ready. Sargent's not good enough. Jesus not good enough. Balogun is definitely good enough. And if the system works, he should be fine. He should be banging goals. The guy got over 20 goals in the top 5 league. So the United States will look to keep this undefeated streak going. And trust me, as I said, look at our roster, look at Mexico's roster. On paper, the United States at the moment is better than Mexico, but this is a derby. So as I said, derbies are crazy. It can go either way. But right now, what would be the United States' projected starting 11? So right away, I think we're going to go in a 4-2-3-1 formation. We don't have Tyler Adams, and the backup to Tyler Adams is a change in our formation. So we're going to go in a 4-2-3-1. The goalkeeper will be Matt Turner. The right back, I expect it to be Serginho Dest. I can see a case for Joe Scally just to play it safe against Mexico. Dest hasn't been playing at all for his club, and Scally is better defensively, but I believe BJ Man will go with Serginho Dest. The left back will be A-Rob. The two center backs, I would go with Miles Robinson and Chris Richards, but I think for this match, he's going to go with Walker Zimmerman and Miles Robinson. I would bench Walker, but I don't think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to go with Walker Zimmerman and Miles Robinson. The double pivot midfield, I think he's going to go with Weston McKennie and Yunus Musa. I would maybe bench Yunus Musa and start Johnny because he's a bit better defensively, you know, just to protect the back line a bit better. But again, I don't think he's going to start Johnny. I think we're going to go with Weston McKennie and Yunus Musa. The central attacking midfielder will likely be Giovanni Reyna. The right winger will be Tim Weah. The left winger has to be Christian Pulisic as long as he's healthy. And I expect the center forward to be Balogun. But there is a case to be made for Ricardo Pepi to start. And I actually want to ask you that question. You can let me know in the comment section down below here. Would you start Pepi that has more chemistry with his teammates and knows the opponent? Or would you start Balogun that is the best center forward at the moment? Which one would you start, and tell me why? I would go with Balogun, but if you say Pepi, I fully understand it. And if we start Pepi during this game, I actually wouldn't be mad. Okay, so what is my prediction for this match? And before I even give you that, drop a like so we can try to hit 1,000 likes in this video, and comment your prediction as well. I'll put it this way. I think the United States has more talent, but no coach. Mexico has a coach. Mexico also wants revenge. But listen, as a US men's national team fan and American, I will never pick Mexico to defeat the United States. So this is not really my score prediction. This is my desired outcome. I'm going to say the United States will pull a 2-0 win against Mexico. So that's my score prediction. 2-0. As I said, it's more of what I want rather than an actual prediction, because it's very hard for me to do a prediction against my own national team. Not that I think the US will lose, but I simply would never pick Mexico even if I thought they were going to win. So United States 2, Mexico 0. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like and a comment before you go. We will be doing a live watch along for that match, so stay tuned on Thursday. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.